Ayman Khan here for Seconds Out. Pleasure to be joined by, for the first time this year, Johnny Nelson at the Azim Lipinets presser. Okay, Lipinets wasn't here, so we didn't get to see a read on how they both interact with each other, but Azim just never seems to take any occasion out of his stride. He seems to just step in, not really be overawed by it. It's called another level, but he just never seems to be fazed by stepping up the level.
I think Lipinets arrives about the 21st of this month in the UK to settle himself in, to do what he's got to do. Adam shows unbelievable maturity, calm, as a young man that we're seeing grow up. He's 22 years old now. We're seeing grow up in front of our very own eyes. Love the attitude, love the approach, and I like how he's handling the expectation.
Whenever a fighter has a bit of a flashy style, sometimes the name Naz will be brought up, and it'll be a bit of a tag, a little bit of a stigma, because people kind of think about, like, is he up to that kind of standard? Have you seen Azim kind of break away from that and be his own fighter, and is it important to make sure he is his own fighter as he steps up those levels?
Yes, I do. You saw how we dealt with O'Hara Davis, and the lesson wasn't just learnt in the ring. The lesson was learnt outside the ring, how he conducted himself in the press conference, before, during, and after the fight. He showed a maturity that's needed if you want to get to the next level. And he wasn't pressured. He wasn't put into a position where he made mistakes. What he was doing before, making mistakes when the pressure was on. So he showed amazing maturity.
Moving on to the cruiserweight offering between Vidal Riley and Isaac Chamberlain. Quite interesting how quickly it's become that Chamberlain's gone from the contender to almost like the veteran, and now with Vidal Riley wanting what he's had in his position in the sport, I guess, his weight.
It's a subtle insult, and the older fighters probably pick up on it, and well, most people don't pick up on it. And I'll say it's a subtle insult because, in a way, he's saying your time's gone, you've had your times. That's something you think, wow, am I getting old for this? And I've never really thought about that. Most people won't realise, and when he said it, I'll make Isaac think, but Isaac's demeanour, his attitude, how he is, I think he's needed to be that way because he understands this is an important fight for him, because this could show the direction of his career. Because if he loses this, all aspirations of anything higher have gone. He's still on that fringe of trying to get his foot back in the door. So he needs to be back on it. I spoke to him before the presser, and his demeanour was exactly the same with me than it was with everyone else. I know Isaac, I know this young man, and Isaac, I said, you all right? I said, yeah. He said, I'm serious. I've got to get this fight done. So that wasn't fake. You just got to get a job done.
At what point in your career did you kind of realise that I'm the veteran now? I've gained that experience. I haven't just been here trying to make my way. I'm firmly entrenched in the sport, and I'm that figure now.
I get that. I got it once I became world champion. The young guns coming up behind, they were trying to use that line because of the age I became world champion, thinking, yeah, really? But then I was in a position where I understood every aspect of the game. And Isaac has more experience than Vidal. Isaac has, and the experience is one thing you can't buy, borrow, pretend to have. And if he draws on that, knows what he's done wrong, knows why he's not got to the next level, knows why he's not achieved certain things, then learns from that, that's a good thing for him, because that's one thing Vidal hasn't got. So don't make it make you own, make it make you wise. And so that's what Isaac's got to do.
I don't know if you caught it just before the press conference started, but Opataya at cruiserweight world championship level, a brutal knockout over David Naika, who maybe some thought might give him a few more rounds, but Opataya does what he does best in dispensing of his opponents.
Opataya used pace, pressure, precision. That's what got it. And I think it was less of a concussive knockout than more of an excellent pace, an excellent tempo he set to get the stoppage win where he beat the fight out of him. And so it wasn't concussive, a concussive whap. You saw his opponent. He was just outgunned. I think Opataya is, as far as I'm concerned, is the best cruiserweight out there. I don't doubt he's currently the best cruiserweight out there.
So I want to open the door to the wider sphere in world boxing and get your thoughts on a couple of things. First of all, of course, the fallout from Usyk Fury 2, and I want to follow a thread through and hopefully freshen up some.
What's the fallout?
The fallout from the fight, not my fallout. I just want to follow up a few threads and maybe ask a few different questions to freshen it all up. In terms of kind of the the fight week between Usyk and Fury 2, there was conversations around whether John Fury would or wouldn't be in the corner. It turned out he wasn't in the corner. Did Tyson lose anything by John not being in the corner?
No, it made no difference. As far as that, it's only my opinion. I don't think it made any difference. There was a bigger deal made of John Fury there being there or not, but it made no difference. I think, when the bell goes, it doesn't matter what he said before the fight, in the dressing room, or through the media. When the bell goes, that's what counts. So his father not being there, to me, makes no difference.
Did you see anything off of the first fight and the second fight in the game plans from Fury to say that if there was a third, he could find a route to victory against Usyk?
If I'm honest with you, until the Monday I got there, I thought Usyk was going to do Tyson. And I got there on the Monday, spoke to Tyson, I thought, this attitude mixed with the last fight's intention gets in the win. I thought, I like this, I believe this, I want to see what it was like around Usyk. And I thought, I need to see it. And I thought, you know what, Tyson, now you've had to get your head out your arse and get down and be serious and get this job done. But then I think because of the experience of the first fight, he knew what he could get away with, what he couldn't get away with. I think Tyson threw 6 instinctive shots in the whole fight. Everything else, he held the shots. He was less instinctive. He was overthinking, overanalyzing the move he did, which is why Usyk was able to do what he did in the fight, because Tyson knew the dangers that were there. So the same intention, but the attitude in the second fight would have got him that straight away. But unfortunately, he was shocked and he was scarred by the first fight, should I say. Does anything change again? I think Usyk beats him every time. I think Usyk's left a trail of destruction when it comes to the heavyweights, the British heavyweights anyway. You look at everybody that he's done, everybody that he's been. So I think our boys now need to think, you know what, you're going to pay homage and say, you know what, you've got the job done. I think they fight 100 times, Usyk wins 99 of them.
Do you see anyone in the heavyweight scene defeating Usyk, or if he is to lose, would it be because of age that gets him?
No, everybody's beatable. I mean, you've seen the vulnerabilities of Usyk, so you can see, that can happen. But Usyk's smart enough, he's sharp enough, he's clever enough to actually figure you out. So if you don't get him the first time, you're never going to get him. It's the art of surprise and confidence and self-belief. And most of the fighters, I think that get in with him, admire him.
Sorry, Johnny, you were just saying there are technical issues, but you're saying that a lot of people go into the ring overawed a little bit by Usyk.
Overall, they're fans of his. And so you've got to go in there like an ignorant, hungry fighter that doesn't respect what's in front of him. And most of the fighters that go in there, they're fans of his. And so Tony Bellew, AJ. All of them that have gone in there. I think the only person that wasn't was Daniel Dubois, and then Daniel Dubois didn't capitalise on the opportunity that he had through lack of self-belief, not about looking at Usyk.
Will he capitalise the second time?
Pardon?
Dubois, will he capitalise the second time?
I don't know if he happens the second time, because does Usyk need it? Daniel's a dangerous fighter. Is there enough of a clamour, a demand for it? Usyk's thinking, I've proved it already. If there's enough money in it, then I'm interested, but does it create it? I don't know.
Now, from the fallout from Usyk Fury 2, we're talking about the potential that Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua do finally get into the ring. Just being as brutal as I can about it, are we talking about, if they do meet in the ring, that this is the levels of when Khan and Brook met in the ring, or are they still kind of at the peak of their powers?
I think they're a bit fresher than Khan and Brook, and Khan and Brook brought out the best in each other, even though they were the way past their best. I think Fury and AJ will bring the best out in each other, but these two guys are a bit more live than where Khan and Brook were at this stage in their career. But this is where they're at. They know the biggest purse that's out there for them is against each other. Anything else is a risk that they shouldn't take, because each fight they lose, the value of their fight goes down.
Who do you favour in the fight off the back of the recent performances?
If you're looking at the last performances, you'd have to favour Fury. You've got to favour Fury, and that's not being mean or unkind. If you're looking at the last performances, you've got to favour Fury.
As a fighter, would you want something in between off the back of that emphatic knockout that you had from Dubois?
No, I wouldn't, because the risk is there. You don't know which Anthony Joshua is going to turn up. So the risk is there. So if you're going to do it, you just think, you know what, if I can't do it, then I'm never going to do it.
The conversation surrounding Tyson Fury continuing or Anti-Joshua continuing, they also have the option to not continue and potentially retire. Do boxing need Tyson Fury and Anti-Joshua to continue because of the ability they have to sell a fight, the big nights that they bring to?
Well, I think we want it more than they do. So and again, it's more of a financial gain for those two. Remember, someone's got to lose and live with the loss. So the public want it more than they do.
Very last thing, Dubois versus Parker. Does he beat Joe Parker?
It's a good fight. Joseph Parker could actually twist it on his head and be a world champion again. He has the boxing ability to do that. He has the smarts to duck and dive, survive, outbox, outfox, outmove, and everything. So that's a tough one. You wouldn't put your house on any of them.
Johnny, pleasure. Thanks for your second.